Nobody is perfect, and mistakes can be made when doing a takeoff. Even if you were perfect, sometimes specifications and building design may change, and you have to be able to change your takeoff. The OS3DE program makes it simple to correct mistakes or adapt your bid. We left off on screen PW with the last chapter. You currently have a simple brick and block structure without any detail. In this scenario, you have noticed that a mistake was made and the wall should be at a height of 14 feet and not 10 feet. You are going to return to the Update Wall screen and make the correction. Left-click on the OK button now. Note: remember to always left-click on the OK button when you are leaving a screen. OK will save your work and Cancel will delete your work if the Save button has not been utilized while you are progressing with your project. You are now on the Update Wall screen. Left-click on the up arrow box next to the wall height field until it reaches 14 feet. You will see the graphic on the Update Wall screen increase in height as you do this. You might need to zoom out a little to position the graphic back in the center of the screen. All the sections of the north wall that you placed on PW have now increased to 14 feet. In a second scenario, the owners and architects have made some revisions to the design and want to enter a lot more detail to the building. We are going to select some more materials from the standard database and enter them in the wall as what we call odd courses. We are also going to add some more structural items. Note: if a second bid price is requested for the project, we recommend that you make a copy of the project and proceed with the changes on the copy. Copies of the project can be made from the project screen. Let us go to the Standard Materials database and bring in some additional materials to your project. Left-click on the brick icon at the top of your screen, which opens Project Materials, and then left-click on the Copy Marked Standard Materials button. There are 5 more materials we are going to mark at this time. The first is a brick soldier, which will be under the BRI class and has MS for a material ID. The second is an 8-inch bond beam under the CMU class and has MW08BB material ID. The third is bond beam rebar under the REB class and number 4 BB REBA material ID. The fourth is grout under the GRO class and 3000 PSI ID. And finally, the fifth is a limestone band under the LIS class and ILS 4824BA. Once your materials are marked, left-click on the Copy Marked Materials button. You are now back on Project Materials. Click on the Close button and return to the Update Wall screen. The first material band or odd course we are going to enter is the bond beam. Note: the odd course button on the right side of the screen will default to entering odd courses in the interior width of the wall, and the left-hand side will default to entering in the exterior width. However, you will have the option to change the width from the odd course screen. Left-click on the Odd Course button on the right-hand side of the wall graphic and open the Odd Course screen. Left-click on the Insert button in the lower right corner. This opens up the Update Odd Course screen. You are going to select your material for the odd course by clicking on the down arrow next to the material field. This brings you to Project Materials. Double-click on the MW08BB bond beam material and you will return to Update Odd Course with the material field filled in. Next, you will need to set the odd course elevation. You can select to enter the height from the top elevation or the bottom elevation of the odd course. Change the top elevation to 13 feet 4 inches by clicking on the down arrows to the right of Enter Top Elevation. This section of the screen also has the option to enter multiple bands of the odd course. You may also set the odd course to follow a fixed elevation or follow your wall profile. The bottom section of the Update Odd Course screen has tabs for Special Pieces, Grout/Rebar, and Recess or Project. I recommend you pause the walkthrough at this point and press F1 to view the help file for a few minutes for more detailed information. Now we are going to click on the Grout/Rebar tab and enter, you guessed it, Grout and Rebar. Once the tab is open, left-click on the down arrow next to the Grout field and select the 3000 psi from your materials. Next, click on the down arrow next to the Rebar field and select the number 4 rebar from your materials. Both of these materials should now be showing on the Update Odd Course screen. Some new fields should have opened up now that the materials are entered. You are going to enter 2 rebar per course by clicking on the up arrow next to the rebar per course field, and give it a 40 lap by clicking on the up arrow next to the rebar lap field. This odd course or banding is now complete. Left-click on the OK button to save your work and exit back to Odd Course screen. Your first odd course is now listed. Left-click on Close. You are now back on the Update Wall screen. Note, if the graphic does not update after making a material change or color change, you can do a right-click on the camera icon in the upper right to update the graphic. The next odd course we are going to enter is the limestone. Left-click on the Odd Course button on the left-hand side of the screen, as this is an exterior odd course. Click on the Insert button, and now select your odd course material by clicking on the down arrow next to the material field. Double-click on the limestone, and you are now on the Update Odd Course screen. This material is going to have a 0 elevation and multiple bandings. Click on the Enter Top Elevation button and you will open up the Enter Bottom Elevation field. Change the bottom elevation to 0 feet. To the right is the field to enter multiple bands of the odd course. Click on the up arrow and change the courses to 4. Click on OK and then Close. You are now back on Update Wall screen and your multi-course banding is showing. The last odd course we're going to enter is the Brick Soldier. Left-click on the Odd Course button on the left-hand side of the screen. Now, click on the Insert button. Click on the Material arrow button again. And now, double-click on the Modular Brick Soldier. The soldier material is now listed on the Update Odd Course screen. Change the bottom elevation to 7 foot 4 inches and click on OK. And then click on Close. And the Mod Brick Soldier is now in your graphic. All of the banding that you have entered has removed the regular inside and outside materials from the calculations and added the banding materials in for the entire wall. Feel free to run a wall report to view the change in material calculations. The details that were created in this chapter of the walkthrough would normally be entered into your wall when you first create it. We wanted to demonstrate that changes to a wall can occur at any time and will affect any placements of that specific wall type.